Okay. So today we are going to discuss about on-submit client script use cases. Guys, on-submit client scripts only run when you try to submit the form. On-submit client scripts run only when you try to submit the form. And let me give you an example. Let us take this HR case form. In this HR case form, if the attachment is attached, only then we should allow them to submit the form. If the attachment is attached, only then we should allow them to submit the form. If the attachment is not attached, we have to stop the form submission. You understand the requirement? Getting my point right? Before you before you submit the form, it will check if the attachment is attached or not. You can attach an attachment from here. You can attach an attachment from here. If the attachment is attached, it has to allow you to submit the form. If the attachment is not attached, it has to stop the form submission. Okay, I am going to remove this particular attachment now. That now there is no attachment here. Okay. Well, here guys, this is very important thing to remember. All the attachments in ServiceNow will be stored in a table called sys attachment table. There is a table in ServiceNow. Sys attachment table. In this table, all the attachments will be stored. In this table, all the attachments will be stored. Okay. Whenever you try to attach an attachment, all the attachments will be stored in an attachment table. Okay. So before I submit the form, if this particular form has any attachment attached or not, I want to check. If any attachment attached, then it should allow you to submit the form. If no attachment attached, we have to stop the form submission. So here, if the attachment is attached or not, we have to check it in the server. We have to check it in the server. So to check it in the server, we have to use Glide Ajax. Okay. So what I am doing is I am writing a on submit client script here. Right click, configure client scripts. Okay. So attachment validation. Okay. So here I am selecting type of client script as on submit client script. So in the on submit client script, if the attachment is attached or not, I have to check. Okay. You can check it only in the server side if the attachment is attached or not. Okay. So guys, this is a new form. Even though it is a new form, if system ID is showing as -1. System ID is showing as -1. But actually, the system ID is allocated already. If you use JavaScript executor, if you use alert here, system ID is showing as -1. Okay. G underscore form dot. And see the system ID is already allocated. System ID is not showing actually. So let me just copy the system ID. So once you submit this one, same system ID will be allocated. Let me just show you. 43DA. 43DA. Same system ID is allocated. So system ID is present on the form, but it is not allocated. Once a record is created, it will be allocated. Getting my point? System ID is -1 means it's a new record, Here system ID is already allocated to this particular form. So what am I doing is this particular form has any attachment attached or not, I want to check. So I'm just using background script here. This underscore attachment system ID, comma, this particular system ID. Okay. Not system ID. There is a field called table name. Here you have to query this particular one. Okay. Table underscore name, comma, u underscore HR underscore case. So with this particular record in the HR case table, is there any record exist or not? gs.print attachment found else gs.print no attachment found. What is it telling? No attachment found. If I attach an attachment here, I attached an attachment, right? Now let me just run this particular script. So what is it telling? Okay. HR underscore system ID is changed. System ID is changed. Okay. This is the system ID of the record. You refresh the form, right? That is why system ID is changed. So with the system ID, if the record, if the attachment exists or not, we'll see. Attachment found. So using glide record, we are able to read if a attachment found or not. We are able to read it. Okay. Getting my point. So this script I'm taking out. I'm going to create a script include. Okay. So here, HR case attachment validation. This is the script include name that I'm giving. Must be client callable. And here is attachment attached colon function. And I'm writing this particular script here. Okay. I'm writing this particular script here. So this should be dynamic. That is why I'm writing here this dot get parameter. Attach. Okay. Table name will be u underscore HR underscore case. So here where is attached is equal to false I am taking. Okay, is false I am taking. So is attached is equal to true. Finally, I'm returning is attached. Okay. So then what I do, I'll create the script include. Okay. So I'm done with the script include. I will call the script include here using glide ajax, where GA is equal to new glide ajax script include name. It's parameter, custom parameter. In this custom parameter, so I'm storing the system ID of the form. Okay. Here dot. So here you have to use glide ajax synchronous call. You should not use glide ajax asynchronous calls here. If you use glide ajax asynchronous calls, it won't work. You have to use glide ajax synchronous calls. In the on submit client scripts, you have to use glide ajax synchronous calls. So XML answer is actually gets a XML wait is actually synchronous call. Sorry. Get XML wait is a synchronous call. Okay. Get XML wait is a synchronous call where response is equal to, you will get it using GA dot answer. You will get the response using GA dot get answer. Okay. If response equal to false, if no attachment attached. So you have to stop the form submission, right? To stop the form submission, you have to use return false. This is very important in the on submit client script. Okay. So what I am doing is g underscore form dot add error message. Attachment is mandatory. Getting my point. So here in the on submit line script, what I am doing is, if the attachment is there or not, I am checking. If the no attachment is there, you will get the output as false here. If it is false, you are showing the error message is attachment as mandatory and return false. Go to the form and refresh this one. Okay, refresh this one. To this form, no attachment attached, right? If I try to submit this form, what is it telling? Attachment is mandatory. What if I attach an attachment? If you attach an attachment, it will allow you to submit. If you don't attach an attachment, It will throw an error message. Okay, suppose if I remove this attachment from here, I remove the attachment from here. If I try to submit this form, attachment is mandatory. Okay, if I try to submit this form, what it will tell you? Attachment is mandatory. So what did we do? We wrote a on submit client script. In the on submit client script, we are actually calling the script include. Inside the script include, we are calling this method. Inside this method, we are actually passing the system ID of the form. Okay. We are passing the system ID of the form. And with this particular system ID of the form in the HR case table, in the attachment table for the HR case table, if there is any attachment attached or not. If there is any attachment attached, we are keeping it as true, or else we are keeping it as false. The true or false we are actually passing as an output. So let me just keep alert here. If no attachment is there, you will get the output as false here. You are getting the output as false. Okay. If I attach an attachment, okay, if I attach an attachment, you'll get the output as true. So then it will allow you to submit the form. You're getting my point. Hmm? You guys are clear, right? Okay. So from this HR case, so we used getXML answer. This is not this is synchronous. GetXML answer is asynchronous. GetXML wait is a synchronous call. GetXML answer is asynchronous call. GetXML wait is a synchronous call. Here we are using glide ajax synchronous call. You are getting my point, right? Okay. So in the on submit client scripts, we should not use asynchronous calls. We should always use synchronous call. GetXML wait is a synchronous call. What if I use asynchronous call? It won't stop the form submission. It will always allow you to submit the form. So in the on submit client script, we have to wait for the response. That is why we will use synchronous call. We have to wait. As we have to wait, we will use synchronous call. Getting my point? Okay. So when you are trying to create when you are trying to create the HR case, if this caller has already 5 cases created as a caller. Okay, let me just go to the HR cases. Okay. So caller Ramon as a caller, how many cases are there? 5 cases. Okay. So which state they are in? So Ramon as a caller, there are 5 records. There are 5 records. Some are in resolved state, some are in progress state, some are in new state. Let me mark this one as in progress state. Okay. So when you are trying to submit this form, the caller has already HR cases which are in the not new, not closed state. Okay. See, remember when you are trying to submit this particular HR case form, this caller has already 5 HR cases which are in open state. Open state means which are not resolved, which are not closed. Then we have to stop the form submission. So that means when you are trying to submit this form, if this caller has already 5 records which are in open state, it has to stop the form submission. Okay, getting my point. So if he has 4 records as a caller which are in open state, he should be allowed to create the record. If he has 5 records already created as a caller which are in open state, it should stop the form submission. For that, I am actually creating an on-submit client script again. Right click, configure client scripts. Creating an on-submit client script. Okay. So first of all, I am checking if it is a new form. If it is a new form. So who is the caller? Ramon, right? Let us take system ID of the Ramon. So I'm writing glide record here. U underscore caller. Okay. Okay. Let me open the state field. Okay. So there are 5 records is what it is telling. Throw count method is used to get the count. How many records is there? 5 records already there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take this particular script out. Okay. So I'm going to create a script include for this. I'm going to create a script include for this one. Okay. Okay. Getting my point. So we are getting the count. So we will call this script include here, where GA is equal to new guide ajax script include name. Okay. So here the system ID should be dynamic. Then this dot underscore form dot get value color. XML wait we have to use here because we have to use synchronous calls here. Okay. Where count is equal to GA dot answer. If count greater than or equal to 5, we have to stop the form submission. Stop the form submission, we have to use return false. Return false is used to stop the form submission. Before that, we will show an error message. Okay. So when I try to submit this form, something is missing here. It should not allow you to submit the form. Mm, what is happening here? Okay. It is giving the count properly. Now the expected count should be 6. Okay. Count is giving properly. Script wise, it is okay. Okay, we have to check it on the new record, right? We have to check it on the new record, guys. We wrote the logic here that if it is new record, we have to check. We are checking on the existing record. That is the problem. Okay. So attachment is mandatory. I am attaching the attachment here. Okay. So when I try to submit this form, so 6. What is it telling? The selected caller has already few records in open state. Okay. What is it telling? The selected caller has already few records in open state. Is those you can't create case this caller. Okay. So as we have written the condition that it should work only on the new form. Let me just refresh this form. This is already an existing record, right? Let me just open new form. So what is it telling? The selected caller has already few records in open state. You cannot create a case record for this caller. Let me just select for system administrator. Okay. System administrator has how many cases? System administrator has how many cases? So he has already 6 cases which are in open state. For him also, it should show the same error. For him also, it is showing the same error. It is stopping the form submission. If I select able tutor, so able tutor has how many records? We'll see. Only one record. For him, it should allow you to submit the form. Okay, is it allowing you to submit the form or not? You're able to understand? Okay. Okay. Consider here, in this HR case form, there is a problem attached here. There is a problem record attached here. Okay. So if the HR case has problem attached, if that problem is still in the open state, it should not be submitted. It should not be allowed to submit. It should not allow you to resolve it. Getting my point? See, when you are trying to resolve this one, okay, problem state is, if the problem state is still in the open state, it should stop the form submission. So that means here, I have to take the problem system ID. If this problem is open state or in closed state, or we have to check problem. Okay. PR dot add query. Okay. Active is equal to true. Okay. Is active is equal to true. So that means this record is active. If it is not active, it will say false. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm just taking this particular script out. I'm using already. I'm actually writing the script in already created scripting. Is attached problem active comma. Okay. It should be dynamic. Should be. Okay. Getting my point, right? So I'm going to create a on submit line script for this now. Okay. So when the state is resolved, we have to take the state value. Where CA is equal to G underscore form dot get value U underscore state. If equal to state resolved means 6. Resolved 6. Resolved or closed. Okay. 678 will take 678. Okay. So I have to call the script include where GA is equal to new add ajax script include name, and this is the script include name. This parameter. So you have to take the problem field value. When you get problem field value is a reference field, you will get the system ID. G underscore form dot get value u underscore problem. Problem field is a reference field. You will get the system ID here. Okay. G dot XML wait where response is equal to GA dot get answer. If response equal to true. Okay. Response equal to true. Okay. How to show an error message? G underscore form dot. Okay. So we have to stop the form submission. Then we are using return false. Return false is used to stop the form submission. Okay. I am trying to set the state as resolved. Okay. This has problem attached. Let us say this has problem already attached. Okay. When I try to resolve this one, when I try to resolve this one, it is selling attachment is mandatory. The attached problem is active. Please close the problem first. Suppose if I close the problem that is attached, if I close the problem that is attached. Okay. Now, if I try to submit this one, it will allow you to resolve it. You're getting my point? So if the problem is active, if the problem is when you are trying to resolve this case, if the attached problem is active, it will stop the form submission. It will say that please close the problem first. Getting my point? So likewise, you will write the on submit client scripts to stop the form submission. I am giving you one task here. So before form submission, this category and subcategory field values are filled in or not, you have to check. No need to use glad Ajax here. Before you submit the form, if the category value and subcategory field values are filled in or not, I have to check. If category field value is filled in and subcategory field value is not filled in, we have to stop the form submission. Both the field values should be filled in to stop the form submission. If any of the field is not filled in, we have to stop the form submission and we have to show the error message. Getting my point? So, you understand the requirement, guys? I have unmuted everyone. You have any questions regarding today's session? Any questions from anyone, guys? I have unmuted you. You can unmute yourself and you can speak, guys. Any questions regarding on-submit client scripts?
Well, actually, I joined like 30 minutes late. But one thing, so in the glide that query you written, right? So where add query and encoded query. So order we have to follow same order, or like if we change like add in active query, not this one. I think second below one. I think encoded query you written, right? Below. Yes.
No need to follow that. You can keep it upside. You can keep add query downside as well.
Okay. Order not matters here. Okay.
Yeah.
Means basically it will check on condition, right? Both.
Yes, and the conditions.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, maybe this month end or next week, mid of the month, I'll try to complete the training. It's been more than a month, right, since we started?
Yes, so I think it's in almost June, right? I think June middle or something.
33 classes completed. Okay.
I think 1 month approximately.
So we'll complete by mid of the next month. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello there.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Actually, is there any difference between get XML answer and get XML?
Yes, obviously. So I told you, right, difference between synchronous and asynchronous. Get
Yes.
XML answer is actually asynchronous. Get XML wait is a synchronous. So synchronous calls will wait. Asynchronous calls will not wait. So I would
Yeah,
request you
get
to go.
XML wait. I understood. I mean, get XML only get XML is there, right? Get
So get
XML answer
XML
and get XML.
answer, get XML answer will not wait. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, if you select caller value here,
There
let
are
us take.
three are there, right? Get XML, get XML answer, and get XML wait.
So get XML, we don't use it. That is old
Okay,
one.
get XML we don't use. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've said
These two difference I understood. I'm just asking XML and XML answer difference.
that is actually the old one, get XML. We stopped
Okay.
using that.
Oh, now we use only get XML answer. Yeah.
So XML answer is the synchronous, right, Uday?
XML answer is asynchronous.
Answer is asynchronous. Wait is the synchronous, right?
Wait means like the remaining fields will populate slowly, right? Wait.
Yes. No. All field will be populated at a time when you use wait.
Okay. Then it's fine. Yeah. I think I missed.
For on submit, we have to
we'll
use
use
the wait
answer only, right? Yeah, go ahead, Bas.
Yeah. For on submit, we use the wait, right, Uday? Because we
Yes.
have to wait to get the,
Yes.
values. Sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Keep practicing, guys, and I'll see you there in tomorrow session. Okay.